Welcome here to MW Hire, Moore Park in Portlaoise for this Lidl LGFA National Football League Division 3B Round 1 encounter between Laois and Kildare. Apologies about the delay here. Weather conditions, everything have formed to work against us here as Sarah Ann Fitzgerald gets a shot off for Laois here, and lady who's played her trade on the Camogie Fields doing it here as well in the for the ladies footballers, and she levels the game here. This has been a cracking encounter in the opening stages. It's now Laois 1-4, Kildare 2-1. Laois starting off with a little bit of a whirlwind. Mo Nerney was all about her in from the 4th to the 12th minute, converting 3 frees and a fabulous goal as well. But then Kildare, after getting the opening score from Grace Clifford and a goal chance from Roisin Byrne that was denied, there was another chance denied by Orla Sullivan as well in the goalkeeper Emma Barry from Shanahone, the Laois goal. But then 2 goals in 60 seconds from Nasa Dooley from Castledermot and Lara Kern of Milltown saw Kildare take a 2-1 to 1-3 lead. But now it is a level game again here after that point from Sarah Ann Fitzgerald. Cracking encounter again. Apologies for the lateness, but I hope you'll understand the weather conditions around here haven't been that great all day, and that probably has been a factor here in us establishing connection as Kildare come on the attack and put that ball over the bar, and that is a fine score by the half-back there, Hazel McLaughlin. As we call a water break here. So Kildare lead by 2 goals and 2 points to Laois's 1-4 on the water break. Again, apologies. Everything that has conspired against us here this afternoon to bring you this coverage. But doing our best then to give you a quick recap of the game. So Kildare started on a little bit of an up with a goal chance very early doors from Roisin Byrne. She probably had about another yard that she could have taken it to slot the ball beyond Emer Barry, but she hit it a bit too early. Barry recovered well and was able subsequently to clear. From the subsequent play, Grace Clifford then was to get involved on the end of a move to be able to clip the ball over the bar at the Abbey Leaks end, and Kildare led for the first time with that point to no score. Then Mo Nerney chipped in with 2 similar enough frees and the 4th and 5th minute before a fine goal. Anna Healy with an absolutely exquisite pass. If it was seen at Anfield with Tiago, well, they'd be quite happy to see it here in the Moore Park as well today. A lovely pass by Anna Healy into Mo Nerney, and she slotted it beyond Brooke Dunn in the Kildare goal, and Mo followed it up then with a free on the 12th minute. And then those 2 goals. Nasa Dooley, lovely sidestep, lovely shimmy to get beyond Emer Barry. It was kind of something similar to Pori Joyce in Crow Park back in 1998 against Kildare. Well, Nasa did it in return to Laois here this afternoon. And then that followed up Lara Kern following inside, got on a bit of a break and put the ball to the back of the net. So that's roughly where we are with the last point there coming from Hazel McLaughlin. So it is on the scoreboard then, 1-4 to Laois, 2-2 to Kildare. Tony Brennan roaring on his troops down on the end of man, of course, who won an All-Ireland Schools title back in 2005 with Knockbeg College. Has been playing his trade, obviously, as a Laois inter-county footballer for a number of years, and now turned to management. Also a games development officer within the county. But it's Laois that have turned this ball over here. Fiona Dooley of the county champions. Portlaoise getting the ball on here to Jane Moore. St. Bridget's interchange of passes. She trying to find Eva McGalvin, and it's back here with an opportunity. That ball goes over the bar. It could have gone under. Jane Moore with that latest chance. Jane Moore, a late call up into the side here for Leah Tarpey. Rachel Williams also in for Sarah Larkin, and Eva Galvin in for Erona Fitzpatrick. The Kildare team lined out as selected. A ball going long and cut out by Ellen Healy, the vice captain. Moving forward here now is Mo Nerney trying to play the ball inside. Lovely pair of hands there by Sarah Ann Fitzgerald, giving it to Eva Galvin. Eva Galvin went to slot that ball on and go for a turn pass, but there's a foul being committed. And with 11 minutes or thereabouts remaining, it's 1-5 to Laois, 2-2 to Kildare. So again, just to reiterate our apologies for coming to you late here. Hopefully you'll understand what an horrific day of weather. And I know, on to the man beside me here who's doing all the technical duties. He had to make it all the way from Ballinamore in County Leitrim, where he was watching earlier action in the Lidl National Football League. But we are here now in MW O'Moore Park in Portlaoise, the Division 3B Round 1 encounter. Kieran Groom is the man in the middle, and he is just telling exactly Mo Nerney where she needs to be. Mo has converted 3 frees already and a goal. Comes up with her left foot into the town end of the ground here and puts that ball over the bar. Her previous point actually was a little bit unusual. She took the free, it hit the post, came straight back into her hands, and she put it over the bar. So Laois back in front now with 1-6 to 2-2. Grace Clifford on the ball. The well-liked, well-known and well-experienced Kildare captain. Won't be missed out there. All white obviously, but the orange fluorescent boots will easily pick her out. As this ball now is in the hands of her clubmate, Grania Keneally, the former Waterford player. Of course now Defence Forces cadet trainer in the Curragh. And that ball was played forward there, but Kieran Groom said there was a foul committed on Roisin Byrne, and she's not too happy with him, as Ellen Healy was judged to have been fouled, and Ellen, the social worker, is leaving this ball and looking for an opportunity to play it. So Laois lining up with Emer Barry, Claudia Dunn, Amy Potts, Amy Kelly, then it's Rachel Williams, Ellen Healy and Laura Nerney. Centre field Fiona Dooley and Jane Moore. It's Anna Healy, Eva Galvin and Andrea Moore, Mo Nerney, Sarah Ann Fitzgerald and Aoife Curran. For Kildare then, Brooke Dunn in goal, Claire Sullivan, Lara Gilbert and Mia Doherty, Lauren Murta, Leisha Lenihan and Hazel McLaughlin. Centre field Siobhan O'Sullivan and Grania Keneally, Orla Sullivan, Lara Kern and Grace Clifford. And full forward line Ellen Dowling, Nasa Dooley and Roisin Byrne. His ball now is with the aforementioned Byrne. Got away there from the attentions, puts the ball down and goes, hops, looks to drive through with her strength and puts that ball up and over the bar. And that's a good score there from Roisin Byrne, her first score of the game. Had a goal opportunity, as we said, in the first minute, but eventually does get something of a return there. So level game it is here then again at 1-6 to 2-3. Kick out come from Brooke Dunn, who's now in, or I should say Emer Barry, who's now in red and white jersey. She was all in white and obviously was providing a difference to the Kildare girls. As this ball played forward here towards Sarah Ann Fitzgerald, out full of running I have to say. Sarah Ann from the county champions Portlaoise, Castletown woman by birth, played her camogie with Camross, plays her ladies football with Portlaoise, and this ball eventually with Laura Nerney, the captain of the Laois team, and she going through the Foxrock Cabinteely one with the shot, and again another goal opportunity for Laois, but that ball is tapped over the bar by Laura Nerney. Both defences a little bit open, there's no question about that. With roughly about 6 minutes remaining. Of course, all on the countdown here. As that kick out comes, and both kick outs have seen turnovers on various different occasions, as Fiona Dooley goes back with the ball to Andrea Moore. Ball eventually is going to work its way here for a Laois score. No, it's in fact gone to the left and wide, and I think that is the first wide of the game. And it went to Eva Galvin. As they call halt there with a little bit of an injury. So 1-7 Laois, 2-3 Kildare. And roughly about 5 minutes remaining. So Kildare just getting a bit of treatment and attention there to Kildare's number 8, Siobhan O'Sullivan, former Sligo player, of course. Member of the Defence Forces, based in Kildare, and plays her football with Eadstown. Similar to her midfield partner, of course, Gráinne Keneally. But this ball is in the hands of Ellen Dowling. Ellen, of course, sister of Fionn Dowling, who plied his trade with the Kildare men's team. To Keneally. Keneally now time to look around, plays a low ball forward, but it's going to be cut out there by Rachel Williams. Sarsfield's player is boxed up there, and illegally, so says Kieran Groom. A nice little ball played forward now into the hands here of Kieran, and the ball eventually then is going to be given to Laura Nerney. Laura getting a very advanced forward now, an opportunity maybe for Mo Nerney to give it inside, and eventually the ball flicked away there. Alicia Lenihan, the kill woman, gets this ball away, and it's going to be picked up by another Eadstown woman, Hazel McLaughlin. Eadstown, of course, the senior champions in Kildare. Well enough represented with Hazel McLaughlin, Siobhan O'Sullivan, Gráinne Keneally and Grace Clifford. As this ball played forward, lovely ball. And coming on to it now is Roisin Byrne, right-footed. She's got one already, she's got another. And she doesn't need a whole lot of space, you have to say, the Sarsfields woman. And she puts Kildare and Laois level again. Ball breaks out, going to be picked up by Laois over on the far side, the terrace side, apartment side of the ground here in MW O'Moore Park. Great to see that we are here in O'Moore Park playing the ladies' matches. I know the weather earlier on, maybe it looked like we weren't going to be here, but we are. And unfortunately, as we said, apologies for coming on to you late, but the weather has been in around this area in the last while, and it's still threatening out over Stradbally here. Didn't help maybe with our connections. Anyway, we'll focus on the game, and hopefully we'll have a right dinger of a second half as well, as Grace Clifford got Lara Kern there to move on up along the wing and play the ball. The captain, the vice captain linking up, and it's on to the other half forward, Orla Sullivan. She goes back and gives it to Ellen Dowling, the Suncroft lady, trying to get away from her marker and maybe swing the left foot at it, but she gives it to Byrne to swing the right foot. Dangerous ball in. Byrne is hit late there, and the ball has gone out to the left and wide. That's maybe the second or third time now that Roisin Byrne has found herself on the deck. Nothing accruing from all of that, says the referee. Better say hello to one man who's maybe keeping an eye on this game, and he's also was involved in the game earlier on. I believe a cracking encounter in the Lidl National Ladies Football League, Division 3B, Round 1. We are here in MW O'Moore Park. Is Shane McCormack, Kildare man by birth, but now ensconced in the backroom team of the Armagh ladies, who had a dramatic victory, I believe, against Tyrone. And there seems to be some right games here this afternoon across the country, as this ball played by Keneally, then looking for the run of Hazel McLaughlin, coming on strong onto this, could go for the return, but Byrne elects to go for the shot, and she spins on a sixpence, and all of a sudden Roisin Byrne has hit a bit of a groove here, and she's got 3 in the last couple of minutes, and she puts Kildare in front here by 11 points to 10, 2-5 to 1-7. As Laois now looking to come out with this ball. Playing it forward there is Jane Moore, the St. Bridget's lady, of course, who's a late call-up to the team. Ball played away there by Sarah Ann Fitzgerald. Kieran Groom said there was nothing wrong with it, as the ball is played forward by Fiona Dooley. Looking for a bit of movement down the forwards, and that's a good little bit of play there. Linking up quite well, Mo Nerney and Sarah Ann Fitzgerald. That's a cracking bit of football. And Mo Nerney is really putting on a bit of an exhibition out there, a forward play. Linked up well with Sarah Ann Fitzgerald. Credit to Sarah Ann Fitzgerald, got into this pocket and was able to offer herself up then for a pass and got to return for Mo Nerney. Put the ball over the bar. We're heading into the additional time here now. Ball played forward. That definitely looked like a push there on the Laois cornerback, Amy Kelly. She went on that ball originally. You mightn't have picked it up on camera, but Laois player went down on that ball, went to take it quickly, and it's blocked off again, and there's a right dinger happening between Roisin Byrne and our marker in there at the moment. Oh no, played forward eventually by Laois here to Mo Nerney, giving Laois Lenihan a fair run of it this afternoon. Mo Nerney with 1-5 to her name. 3 from place balls. Playing this ball across. Lovely left foot trying to get it here to Andrea Moran. The ball is lost and Kildare on the attack now. Putting the head down and charging forward at 1-8 to 2-5. It's been a right dinger of a game. Looked like a little bit of steps there that maybe Lauren Murta would be guilty of. Of course, her dad has been busy in the Curragh in the past few days, of course, with the horses. Lauren, of course, is daughter of the famed Johnny Murta. As this ball gets through to Nasa Dooley, got a fine goal earlier on and swivels the hips again and puts that ball over the bar for one of the best scores of the game here in MW Hire Moore Park. That ball goes over the bar. And Kildare hit the front. Kick out to come from Emer Barry, the Shanahoe woman. In colours, I suppose, says she won't mind. Playing the ball forward here to Sarah Ann Fitzgerald. Good interchange with Fiona Dooley. The Portlaoise players linking up quite well, but reading this ball well and driving out from the back. Lara Gilbert. Ball is in the hands now of Grania Keneally. Eatsound woman putting the head down, driving forward. Still going Keneally. Looked to have turned into traffic and maybe a soft enough free, but the hand was on the back there. I suppose that's what Kieran Groom saw, and a little bit of a ticking there for Jane Moore. Ball now in the hands of Byrne. Goes for the return pass. Maybe if Ellen Dowling gives it to her, but the referee says there was a foul committed there on Ellen Dowling, and should be an opportunity that looks like Lara Kern is going to take her first real opportunity to have a shot at goals. So we've about 33 minutes of play here at the moment, as Lara Kern has a shot at the post. And I suppose when you consider Kildare's form in the last quarter there, but they're probably deserving of a 2-point lead. Although Laois have given anyone that was coming in here the admission price. It's been a right encounter, but I suppose 2 very open defences. That's probably something the management are going to have a look at. Kick out comes out from Emer Barry. Held on to well there by her defence, and eventually breaking out with it is Eva Galvin. Galvin now playing the ball. Oh, lovely ball taken on the run there by Andrea Moore, and still going Andrea Moore, and being tracked by Murta. Hits the deck, nothing wrong, says the referee. Murta digs down on that and bursts out with a kick here that eventually is going to be picked up by Kildare. That was a lovely opportunity for Andrea Moore, and just maybe overran it that little bit. Momentum wasn't able to hold up, as Claire Sullivan, Carberry woman, holds on to that ball now. Gives it to Siobhan O'Sullivan. And eventually driving up through the middle now is Grace Clifford, as we continue to play on. There was a little bit of a stoppage injury earlier on before we came live, as this ball breaks now and might suit Lara Kern. She's a goal and a point to her name. Looks to offload. The referee says she was being fouled. He was playing advantage, and a chance probably accruing here now, I would imagine. Orla Sullivan looks like she has the ball in hand. She will be taking them off the left. Lara Kern takes them off the right. And if Orla kicks this, it'll only be Ellen Dowling that'll be yet to score for the Kildare forwards. Left-footed, puts the ball up and over the bar, and that's a fine score from Orla Sullivan. Had a goal chance after 12 minutes, but it was saved by Emer Barry. And Kildare now, all of a sudden, 2-8 to 1-8 in front. After a fine first quarter by Laois, things have turned dramatically in favour of the Lily Whites, with Annie Breeze probably favouring Laois. If it is, I don't think it's having a significant factor. Very open game, but some very good skill in it, as well as Kieran Groom decides that's it, that's enough for the first half, and he calls a halt on it here. So again, as we said, apologies again that we missed the start of it just to a few technical issues here, but it had started in favour of Kildare with an opening goal chance for Roisin Byrne that she just fluffed, and then Grace Clifford got Kildare up and running with a point after 2 minutes. But then it was all about the Mo Nerney show. She was to kick a goal and 2 points in the next 7 minutes, and some fine play indeed. The goal expertly taken after a lovely ball splitting defence by Anna Healy. Laois were starting and threatening to build on that, but eventually Kildare struck gold when Lara Curran and Nasa Dooley were to goal before the quarter hour mark. Then with the water break coming up, it was 2-2 to 1-4, and then they traded scores, and Laois were hitting on with scores again from Mo Nerney, Sarah Ann Fitzgerald, and of course as well a point from Jane Moore. But with Roisin Byrne hitting the straps and kicking 3 on the bounce, she is the one, along with Nasa Dooley's fine point, and also a point there now from Orla Sullivan free, that sees Kildare leading here at half time in MW Hire O'Moore Park in Portlaoise in the Lidl National Football League Division 3B round 1 encounter between near neighbours Laois and Kildare. It is the women of Kildare who lead by 2-8 to Laois's 1-8. Rejoin us for the second half. Welcome back then to MW Hire. O'Moore Park in Portlaoise. And Kieran Groom just keeping an eye. He's a nice fall of rain here now and still bright overhead, which is good, but dark clouds on left and right of us. 2-8 Kildare, 1-8 Laois as we start this second half then. Two changes. We will bring you to those in a moment. As on the ball is Eva Galvin. The ball is cut out there. Kildare's change coming with Aoife Rattigan coming into the team. Just looking to confirm who she's replaced, and Rona Fitzpatrick is on for Andrea Moran on the Laois setup. So Rona was down to start, but she's now lining out. As the ball played forward here, and it's the aforementioned Rona Fitzpatrick then looking to play this ball forward. Nice ball towards Mo Nerney, who, as we said, shot the lights out for Laois in that first half with a goal and 5 points after 1-8. But it's Kildare that have turned it over now. Lauren Murta coming sprinting out with this ball. Interchange of passes, and it's picked up by Amy Maya Doherty, I should say, and given back to Keneally. She finds her midfield partner Siobhan O'Sullivan. Played forward here now. Roisin Byrne sliding into that one and getting away from the attentions of Ellen Healy. Trying to play this ball forward and works out. Clifford looking to break through, getting inside the attentions of Amy Kelly. Ball has been knocked away from her though, and good play there and covering tackle from a Laois point of view as they break out again and into the hands of Fiona Dooley, and then eventually Anna Healy. Healy then giving it off to the onrushing Rachel Williams. Sarsfield's player does very well to get this ball forward now. Rona Fitzpatrick trying to get this ball forward now to Sarah Ann Fitzgerald. Sarah Ann looking to shepherd her marker out with the ball, and that she does. And Claire Sullivan, Carberry woman, sees that ball going over the line. Eventually worked in here by Laois, then looking to get it to Anna Healy. Anna playing the ball across, but it's well read there by Lauren Murta, the Milltown woman. Giving it off to Grace Clifford, the captain, and back to Murta. Murta urged to keep going. Lovely pop pass inside into Roisin Byrne to Clifford. Good link up here now between two stalwarts and veterans, if you don't mind me saying it. The team, the Kildare set up as to play ball in towards over the top towards Orla Sullivan, but it's made its way to Emer Barry, and play continues now with Laois looking to, every time they get forward now, we're probably going to have to start eating into that Kildare lead a little bit. Looks like a bit of steps there by Healy as the ball played forward. Took her eye off with Rachel Williams, but she won it back, and eventually it's into the hands of Rona Fitzpatrick, who's on as a half-time substitute. Gets inside. Keneally looking to step back maybe onto her favourite right foot. Eventually pops the ball off here. Chance maybe for Eva Galvin. Had a wide in the first half. She's put the ball over the bar this time though, and that's a good score from Eva Galvin. Kick out doesn't work out though. Laois have turned it over. That's been a failing of both goalkeepers. Ball played inside. A bit of a high one and a bit of a hospital pass expected to reach Jane Moore, and it's been turned over, and Gráinne Keneally plays it over to the far side now. Looking for the Kildare substitute, Aoife Rattigan, the Kappa player. Probably one of the furthest points in Kildare that you can be, of course. Kappa right up on the Meath border. I think half of their football pitch is actually in the county of Meath as the ball is turned left and right. Well, maybe they're all pitches. I'm not sure about the new one. As a ball eventually into the hands here of Laois as they come on the attack again. Eva Galvin giving it off to Mo Nerney. Eventually then it goes to Moore. Moore going to have a shot, but that's a bad effort and it's drifted to the right and wide. Daniel Moynihan down on the sideline here, the Kildare manager now into his third year. Kick out again, not going well from a Kildare point of view. Brooke Dunn. Ball is lost forward. Sarah Ann Fitzgerald going for a fine effort from distance. Sarah Ann has kicked two fine efforts here, you'd have to say, in O'Moore Park, and draws it back to a 1 point game, 2-8 to 1-10. As Kieran Groom pauses the clock there for a minute because this substitution, Leah Tarpey, is coming in. Sarsfield's woman is coming in. Was down to start wearing number 9, but Leah Tarpey is in. Clock resumes. Laois not afraid to make changes. Half time and now. Aoife Kieran is the lady has been replaced as the ball is inside. Looked like charging, but the referee says no, that the tackle was a bit high. Funnily enough, directions were coming in from the line, asking the players to get on the line, but they all walked away. Maybe they saw that Mo Nerney was taking her chance and time to tie her laces, get herself set. Going to be on her left foot from the left hand side. Probably not the most favourite thing, but she's probably not a bad angle to be at if you're a left footer. Just off the angle, and she puts that ball over the bar, and there all of a sudden Laois are level. So Laois 111, Kildare 2-8. Laois have hit 3 scores on the bounce, coming from Eva Galvin, Sarah Ann Fitzgerald, and now Mo Nerney. As Kildare on the attack with Siobhan O'Sullivan giving it to her clubmate Grace Clifford. Clifford, the Kildare captain, getting the way forward, looking to offload it here, giving it to Dowling. Dowling back to Nasa Dooley. Dooley though has pulled it to the left and wide. But Kieran Groom has he saw a late push there, so it's a free in. So we can't write that down as a wide in against Dooley. Lara Kern is the vice captain of this Kildare setup, plays with Milltown, the little village just outside Newbridge. And they wear the Mayo colours, but she's here this evening, splendid in all white, and fortunately for Lara, she has missed that. Took her eye off it, I think, a little bit just as she was about to connect with it. And it remains a level game here. Chance gone a begging. Laois 111, Kildare 2-8. This is the Lidl National Football League Division 3B Round 1 encounter. I believe the final game of the weekend. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Again, apologies just from the technical issue later on. We'll say no more about it now because we're enjoying the fair here in MW Hire Amur Park. Thankfully the rain has eased off and sky is bright overhead. I'm sure it looks bright on the screen. You're probably telling me, what is he talking about, the clouds and the weather and everything, but I'm sure you have seen some of the weather that we've experienced today. As good play there by Mia Doherty, getting the ball and playing it up here towards Rattigan. Rattigan stepping inside her marker, looking to offload the pass, giving it to Roisin Byrne. Roisin got 3 fine scores heading into the last quarter of the first half. That ball played forward, though not great at all, and it hops and well left by Emer Barry, and it goes down as a wide against Byrne. So ladies football action back up and going then for the 2021 season. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people happy with that, no more so than the players, as Nasa Dooley has a chance, and again this one has gone wide. She did have a wide, but it was chalked off because it was given in as a free, and Nasa Dooley has chalked up a wide. She's a goal and a point in this encounter so far. Nasa Dooley from Castledermot, right on the Carlow border, is a fine ladies footballer. Well able to chip in with a goal. Lovely goal that she scored, as I said to you. Think of Porry Joyce's goal in the 98 All-Ireland final against Kildare goalkeeper Christy Byrne, and lovely side step to the left and just put it into an empty net as Laois came forward here. But if you get an opportunity, watch back the chance earlier on between Mo Nerney and Anna Healy. As this ball is played forward now, Roisin Byrne giving it to Nasa Dooley. Dooley, crossfield ball, it's always a hopeful one, but it might work out here. Rattigan looking to come on to it. Aoife Rattigan on at half time, plays that ball forward, but referee says she was being fouled there by Laura Nerney. Of course, Laura, captain of this Laois team. I'd say a lady that has been quite busy in the last few months with coronavirus and so forth. Her job is an A&E doctor based in Dublin, and plays with Foxrock Cabinteely. As this free comes in from Orla Sullivan with her left foot, and all of a sudden Kildare have started hitting wides, and that might be eating into their confidence that little bit, because the game is still level here. 1-11 to Laois, Kildare 2-8. Just when I think of Lauren Ernie there, Lauren Ernie, I was found a little bit tidbit of information about her, that she actually attended the Gael School in the Curragh in County Kildare back in 6th class. So, a lady that would know a little bit about Kildare and some of these people. As Grace Clifford somehow innocuously has, I think, trod on the ball and has maybe hurt her ankle here. She's down now, going to be attended to by the physio. No one near her really, just as that ball came back. She was running to stop it, and I think might have just pinched the ankle that little bit. Looking at 2 changes coming in for Kildare now. One looks like Michaela McKenna, and the other looks like Ciara Wheeler. Both forward, so it's going to be interesting to see the change. Looks like Ellen Dowling is one. And it looks like Lara Curran is the other. A ball is played forward here now. Keneally looking to set up Dooley. Dooley will ease herself this time because she's had 2 bad efforts already. She's put this one over the bar. Nasa Dooley, normal service resumed from her, and it puts Kildare in front now after 11 minutes or thereabouts of the second half. Kick out goes. Laois always going short with theirs. Lauren Murta, speed by name and nature. Getting back to win that ball. Won by Siobhan O'Sullivan. Back to Grace Clifford. Clifford looking around the house, popping the pass, then loads of time to be able to come onto it. Is young Mia Doherty from Leixlip. Looking to get away from the attentions of Anna Healy. Still going, but well tracked back there by Sarah Ann Fitzgerald, and good play by, I suppose you would call Sarah Ann now a dual star in Laois. Has played and won All-Ireland titles with Laois Camogie, and now winning county titles and playing for the Laois Lady Footballers. As this ball is played forward into the hands of Laura Nerney. Nerney getting a shout. Could be an opportunity here, burrowing away through. Chip! Oh, what a goal! What a goal from Leah Tarpey. Not sure maybe that she meant it, but it just got a bit of a flick maybe, and it spun up over Brooke Dunn, who was off her line. Probably shouldn't have been as far off. Probably didn't expect the effort, and all of a sudden Laois go in to a 2-point lead, 2-11 to 2-9. What an effort from Leah Tarpey. Another change being made by Laois. Number 25 is in. Orla Hennessy from Timahoe, and she replaces Fiona Dooley. Fiona, I have to say, has really run her heart out there, covered some amount of ground. As this ball played inside now, Brooke Dunn has got to be careful. Just after conceding a goal, doesn't want to concede another. And Leah Tarpey with a fine goal. It might be worth watching back again at some point. Ball played forward now by Lauren Murta, trying to find Michaela McKenna, but ball has won its way to Roisin Byrne. McKenna trying to get in there, but it looks like Laois have dealt with it and have extricated themselves quite well from that tight corner down there underneath the scoreboard. And it's picked up by Anna Healy. Anna, former captain of this Laois team. Physio based in Kildare Town. Is coming onto this ball is a lady that's just on, Orla Hennessy, and she's unceremoniously dumped on the ground there by Claire Sullivan. And I'd say Claire is going to have a chat. No, Kieran Groom happy enough to let it go. Maybe when you can see all things considered, Claire might be a bit of a lucky lady. She wasn't having a chat there. Not sure, it might have been a 10-minute sin bin effort, but definitely feeling the effects of it. Orla Hennessy. About 15 minutes ago. Just looking at lady who would have been part of the Kildare setup, I'm sure. Continues to be, but is on the bench at the moment, is Shauna Kendrick. She's just warming up down below us. Wonder will we see her in the next while. But Kieran Groom quite happy now. The sun, great to see the sun, I have to say, here in MW Moore Park. It is the Lidl National Football League Division 3B Round 1 encounter between near neighbours Laois and Kildare. Of course, Laois denied Kildare in the championship last year as this ball is played aside. Sarah Ann Fitzgerald, no, it just got over the top of her head, and reading it very well, Lauren Murta, who's really come into this game for Kildare. Loose pass out though, could be an opportunity, and the lady that got a heavy knock, Orla Hennessy, has picked herself up off the ground, dusted herself off, and puts the ball over the bar, and Laois all of a sudden have a 3-point lead. Good score from Orla Hennessy, especially after the knock, as I said to you, that she took moments ago. So into the final quarter. Ball played forward now by Laois over here on this far side, trying to get onto it. Is Rachel Williams. Williams on from the start, even though she's wearing number 17. She came in place of Sarah Larkin. Loses that ball. No foul, says the referee, and Lara Gilbert plays a nice intelligent ball out into the grateful hands of the Kildare number 29, Ciara Wheeler. Ciara from the St. Lawrence's club. Her twin also part of the setup. As Laois about to clear it. 2:12:29 for on the stadium clock, 46.5 minutes, but there could be anything up to still 15 minutes remaining, if not more, as the aforementioned lady I mentioned to you there, Shauna Kendrick, comes on the field. Shauna Kendrick is on there and replaces number 7, Hazel McLaughlin. Shauna will be quite a happy lady in the last week, I believe, as a newly qualified teacher, picking up a good job contract, I believe, for the years ahead, so best of luck to her in that. So professionally doing quite well. Let's see how she will do on the sporting field. 2:12:29 with 13 minutes remaining. Ball is played forward. Again, Murta, probably the standout player for Kildare, I have to say. Definitely in the second half. Plays that ball to Dooley. Referee says foul was committed. Don't know what he saw there, but anyway, Laois have won the ball. Opportunity for them now. They lead and are in the driving seat, but Laois had the lead early on, lost it, and Kildare led at half time by 2-8 to 1-8. Ball played forward. Here's an opportunity now. Sarah Ann Fitzgerald looking to get in on this. Ball was interchanged. It's back to Fitzgerald, and the ball goes over the bar. Good bit of play there. Jane Moore involved as well, and Sarah Ann Fitzgerald has got her 3rd point as we call the water break. I was wondering, was he going to call it? We haven't long left, really. And sometimes these things can kill momentum, and it could swing it back in Kildare's favour with roughly about 12 minutes or thereabouts remaining. So scoreboard reads Laois 2-13, Kildare 2-9, and I imagine Daniel Moynihan not overly happy with these charges that they've only got 1 point in this second half. They've had numerous opportunities. They've had wides from Lara Kern, a wide that she shouldn't have got. Same with Roisin Kern and the same with Orla Sullivan. And those 3 wides came in a 3-minute period and really seemed to have eaten into their confidence. And in fact, we could throw in one from Nasa Dooley as well. So they had 4 wides in the space of 3 minutes that really has eaten into their confidence, I think. And those 4 wides are the difference on the scoreboard here, because Laois lead by 4 points, 2-13 to 2-9. And the goal, a fine goal that came from Laois back on the 44th minute. Worth watching back. Leah Tarpey, well, I think she was getting the shot off all right, but it may have taken a little bit of a flick off of the Kildare defender and up over Brooke Dunn and into the back of the net. And it's really given Laois a shot in the arm and that little bit of confidence as we head into the closing stages here. As I said to you, it could be anything up to about 15 minutes remaining or thereabouts. So Sarah Ann Fitzgerald with the latest score from a Laois point of view. Kieran Groom starts the match, and the Laois players are still racing to the goal at the far end. Not sure Kieran was maybe alert to what was going on. Brooke Dunn hasn't even made the goal yet at the far end, and play has resumed. Bit of an oversight there by the official, I think. But anyway, Kildare looking to get back into this game now. Rattigan playing it down along the wing. Looking for Clifford. Clifford pops it inside. Played by O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan now back to Rattigan. Not a great pass though to the ground. Looking to get inside Ellen Healy. Healy be a tough note to crack now and get beyond. But there's an advantage to Kildare, says Groom. Ball goes back. And Clifford plays the ball forward there where the free is going to be. All of a sudden, Laois have got to grips with the Kildare forward line and snuffing out any opportunity. But definitely that 4 wides that Kildare had eaten into the confidence. But here's a bit of a loose ball now that Kildare have an opportunity. But there's a bad wide again. And those kind of situations when they're chasing the victory here is not going to help. And it's a poor wide from Siobhan O'Sullivan. Bit of a snatched effort. And 5 wides in the last, say, 10 minutes or thereabouts, not helping Kildare's situation. But here's the turnover now, and Clifford looking to get forward, looking for a bit of movement. She gets it from Byrne. Byrne looking to get away from Nerney onto her right foot as she caught it by the upright. Fine score from Roisin Byrne, and that's only Kildare's second point of this second half, but it is a fine effort from Roisin Byrne. Knows where the posts are. Her 4th point of the game. All have come from play. Poor kick out though from Emer Barry, looking to get inside. Opportunity for Kildare. Here's a chance. Might work out. It's kind of Michaela McKenna giving it back to Byrne. Byrne getting away from Nerney. Ball is played inside, but it's cut out by Clodagh Dunn. And lucky from Laois. And on occasion, the 2 goalkeepers have panicked in kicking the ball out. And I would think it's something Daniel Moynihan and Donny Brennan are going to have to work on if advancements are going to be made later on in this league. Of course, Wicklow and Longford are the other 2 counties that these sides will be coming up against. Kildare travelling to Baltinglass next weekend to play Wicklow, and then the following Sunday they welcome Longford to Hawkfield. That's how I know the Kildare fixtures are. The reason I know that is I'm going to be on some of them. Hopefully you're enjoying the coverage, and again, just the last time we'll mention it, apologies about the technical issues earlier on. But we're back up and running here anyway. Hopefully you're enjoying the coverage as a fine game has turned into 213 to 210. I can't imagine that Kildare overly happy with their second half performance here so far. Laois more than happy, 1-5 they've hit. Although the goal from Leah Tarpey is the one that has helped them. Kieran Groom holding the play at the moment, but there is a Laois player down the far end of the field now being tended to. It looks like it's Ellen Healy. I might have said Laura Nerney that Roisin Byrne was trying to get inside. In fact, it was Ellen Healy, and she's the one that's picked up a little bit of a knock. Linesman is calling Kieran Groom's attention to the fact that did Ellen Healy pick up a head injury, but anyway, Ellen Healy remains on the field. Everyone else is quite happy. The ball is won by Laois as they try to advance forward now. As I said to you, a little bit of a stone in the shoe for Kildare because Laois, with their victory last year, denied Kildare an opportunity to advance in the championship. And here they are leading by 3 points now in the league, 213 to 210. As on the ball comes Jane Moore. Moore looking to pop this ball across here. Chance for Ronnie Fitzpatrick. Puts the ball over the bar. Now it's a 4-point lead. It was originally early on. But that's a good effort from Laois, just to keep the confidence ticking on. Kick out doesn't work out from Kildare point of view, and Laois have turned it over. Referee says there was a foul there on Laura Nerney. Nerney has had a strong influence in this game, as you'd imagine. Lady with her experience. Ball is played forward here now, getting into Mo Nerney. We haven't seen a whole lot of Mo in the second half, maybe. On to Rona Fitzpatrick. Oh, here it goes out to Orla Hennessy. Got a fine score moments ago, but that's not a great effort from a tight angle. Not long remaining now, and I wonder what's going through the head of Daniel Moynihan down there. So it looks like linesman and Donny Brennan having a few words on the sideline there, looking to try and get a substitution onto the field, but play continues over on the far side, and maybe momentum has petered out a little bit. Kildare just look like they're struggling now. The 3 players forward, an awful lot players have drawn back down the field, and ultimately in that first half where they won it in the second quarter was the amount of pressure that they put on the Laois defence. At the moment that pressure's not there, but here could be an early opportunity now. Chance to get forward here. Orla Sullivan looking around her, looking to pop a pass. Clifford is looking for it, but Orla Sullivan gives it to her. Bit of a bullet hand pass. Still might work out though. Clifford shrugs off the challenge. Gets it back to Keneally. Keneally popping the ball up on her right foot and up and over the bar. Advantage was being played. Gráinne Keneally has had a couple of shots at goal. That's the first one though that registered as a score. And it's a good score from a Kildare point of view as they chase to get back into this game. Sarah Larkin is on the field of play. And I think it looks like Ellen Healy is the one that's going to be replaced. Ellen being told to stay on the pitch now. No, so who's come off? Just want to track that because I haven't seen a Laois sub come off yet as Nasa Dooley flips this ball in and flicks it over the bar, and that's a cracking score from Nasa Dooley. At one stage here, Laois had 16 players on the field. Ellen Healy, she wasn't interfering with play, but I don't know why she was told to stay on the field there. Because her replacement had come on. Sarah Larkin is on the field now. Coming in is Emma Lawler. Emma Lawler's in now wearing number 30. And waiting to see. Looks like Rona Fitzpatrick is the one that's come off here with a bit of attention as Emma Lawler goes in. Ball is played forward by Kildare though. They are chasing now. They're only 2 points down and there's still 5 maybe plus minutes to go. Shauna Kendrick getting on this ball. Hops, looks inside, gets a shout from the number 19 that's on there, Quiva Fagan-Hines. Quiva obviously slipped in there in the last while. But Sarah Ann Fitzgerald back helping out her defence, as she has done a number of times here in the second half. Gives it to Eva Galvin. Galvin looking to play the ball forward. Here's an opportunity now. Emma Lawler. It's a 2-on-2 situation, and then the goalkeeper maybe to beat. She's on her way now. She's still going. Is Lawler. Lawler 1-on-1. Could have an opportunity. Blocked away by Brooke Dunn. Advantage being called back though. She had to have the shot off, I suppose. Maybe she had heard the whistle. I don't know if she had. Emma Lawler knew to play the advantage. You have to go for the goal at that point. Brooke Dunn, good save. And it's called back for the original free, and Laois should get back out to a 3-point lead as we head into splashdown here. Hopefully you've enjoyed this encounter. Great to have games at different times over the weekend. Don't know whether the lads appreciate it here that have been here all day. But of course they were watching the men's hurling game between Laois and Clare earlier on. But ball is going to be popped over the bar by Mo Nerney. And that's Mo's only second point of the second half, but it is a fine tally from her though. 1-7 of Laois's 2-15. So practically half the scores have come from Mo Nerney as the ball is played over on the far side, and it is Maya Doherty. Ball is being cut out. And it's Laois should have won it and have got the advantage here. Ball is played across here now towards Emma Lawler. Had a chance earlier on. Ball played inside. Chance still. Kendrick hits hard there and looked like she fouled. And it's going to be a free for Laois. And Kildare really don't need the ball where it is at the moment. They need it up the other end as Laois continue to attack the Abbey Leaks end here. Fine second half from Laois. Kildare mightn't be overly happy with their second half performance. Laois really have dealt with them an awful lot better, tightened things up around the middle, and one lady that got on an awful lot of ball was Sarah Ann Fitzgerald, helping out here now again, doing the job very, very well, keeping it simple, plays the ball back into the space and popping the ball to Nerney. Nerney giving it further on then, and eventually it's in the hands here of Anna Healy. Healy looking around, looking to play it forward. Ball hits the deck. But Donny Brennan appealing to them to go to hand, and good ball to hand there by Sarah Larkin. Still maintained at the hand. Now it's a long time to be counting down the clock if you're going to maintain possession. There's still a good bit of time held. He's urging them to keep the ball. But if he's urging them to keep the ball current to what's on the stadium clock, there's still, as I said, good about 4 minutes or thereabouts remaining here. It's a long way to be holding on to the ball. Puts an awful lot of pressure on. Nerney throwing a loose pass back here to Leah Tarpey. Tarpey then to Amy Kelly. Kelly going further back. And all of a sudden, Laois find themselves back in their own full back line. Got to be careful here now. If you're keeping ball, you got to get width on it. Coming up with Amy Kelly. Steps inside. Did that very, very well despite the attentions of Michaela McKenna. Fortunately, Michaela hasn't really got into the game since she come on. A little bit of a late tackle there on Nerney. She eventually getting up. Here comes Anna Healy now. Looking to step inside. Healy with Clifford. Two that would have know each other quite well on the stage, and with Laois and Kildare. Ball is opportunity now, still continuing here with Eva Galvin. Galvin giving it to Hennessy. Hennessy popping the ball back out here. It's impressive enough from Laois. Have held on to the ball now. Sarah Ann Fitzgerald looking to charge forward. Mia Doherty looking to stop her, but eventually it's with Lawler. Lawler looking to step around the house. Holds on to the ball again. Giving it to Orla Hennessy. Hennessy looking to pop the ball inside. If Laois get a score after all it is, it's with Healy. Healy looking to popping it. She's getting the advantage. It's going to be a free in. And that was impressive enough fair from Laois there in the last 90 seconds. Holding on to that ball. They found themselves under a little bit of pressure at times, but they kept the ball away from Kildare. And maybe that last couple of minutes nearly worth a training session in its own right. As Lauren Murtagh's day is run. Lauren, I have to say, probably one of Kildare's standout performers this afternoon. She's been replaced here. Lauren, of course, daughter of the famed Johnny. As Mo Nerney hits 1-8 for today. (2:16 to 2:12). Kick out comes. Referee says though that there was a illegal hold up there. And now going to have a chat with Mo Nerney just about holding up that. Ticks her name there, I think. I suppose Mo at this stage now would take it, because I don't think Laois are going to lose this. 2:16 to 2:12. Have really dealt with Kildare very effectively, but as I said to you, that 4 wides in that few minutes by Kildare really ate into their confidence. He's on the move now. Our Laois looking to build on this, and this will be a good start for them in this league campaign, as he said. Has overplayed the ball there by Emma Lawler, and Kildare, have to say, their enthusiasm to get on the ball not good enough. Need to be that little bit sharper here. As Laois make another change. Lots of changes, as we know. And it is Mo Nerney that has been replaced. Fine return from her. 1-3 she hit in the opening 12 minutes to bring on to Talia 1-5, and she's now ultimately with 1-8. Referee is calling a halt though. And number 23 for Laois is in Sinead Farrelly from St. Joseph's. 2:16 to 2:12 then. Ball going to be played across field by Claire Sullivan. Giving it to lady that's just in, Sarah Mulney. Mulney looking to pop the pass. Gives it here now to Mia Doherty. Giving it on to Grace Clifford. Clifford looking to step inside, getting away from Sarah Ann Fitzgerald. Throws a loose pass though. Referee says that she has been fouled. And Kildare with the countdown clock now. Heading into the last minute by our reckoning up here. Kildare, you would feel, would you take this free, point it over the bar and hope to win the kick out? All depends on what Roisin Byrne has been told. She looks like she's lining up for a long range effort here. So take the free and win the kick out. She's put that ball over the bar. That's her first from a place ball. It's 5 and all for her. So win the kick out now. 2:16, 2:13. Probably a good bit of play, you'd have to say, there by Jane Moore. Ran to the far side and a good bit spot by Emer Barry, and Laois are able to build now out from the back. Just need to hold on to possession, you would feel. Hitting the deck there is Jane Moore, and she buys a little bit of time. And I have to say, I feel Kildare's impetus went out of the game there about just before the water break. Really seemed to... That looked like an illegal pass there from a Laois player, but Sarah Ann Fitzgerald has it in the middle of the field now, playing it across field here now. Probably a little bit asking Rachel Larkin an awful lot. Going to be tracked by 2 Kildare players. She just needs to get it up along the line. Did that well, but it's gone out over the line. It's going to be a Kildare ball. But the linesman has said the flick came off a leg. Kildare bench not happy, but the linesman adamant that the ball grazed off a Kildare leg, and it's going to be a Laois ball, and that buys a little bit of time here from a Laois point of view. Sarah Ann Fitzgerald now could hit the corner. They don't need to panic here. They lead by 3, 2:16 to 2:13. Ball is with Emma Lawler. Lawler takes it into a bit of contact with Grace Clifford. Referee says that Clifford was fouling her, and it looks like not only did Laois end the championship hopes of Kildare, but they're going to put a dent in their league hopes here now as well. As ball is played back by Emma Lawler. No, asking an awful lot there, but trying to disrupt and win the ball. Amy Kelly keeping it away there from Ciara Wheeler. And to hold on to the ball, Kieran Groom says that's it, done and dusted. 2:16 to 2:13. A fine game, which you'd have to credit Kildare with their, or Laois I should say, with their second half performance. At half time they were down by 2-8 to 1-8, and they add on 1-8 in their score in the second half to Kildare just chipping in with 5 points. It was the spell that I did mention to you, where that saw wides from Lara Kern, Nasa Dooley, Roisin Byrne, Orla Sullivan, and also a wide subsequently from Siobhan O'Sullivan. Those few wides ate into the confidence, I think, of the Kildare girls, and where the goal from Leah Tarpey, worth watching back again, might have been a little bit of a fluke, but the scenario is here that, of course, it was a goal from Leah that saw the ball end up in the back of the net that ultimately I think Laois were able to build on. They were to kick on to have a 4-point lead at one stage there. Points coming about from Sarah Ann Fitzgerald, Mo Nerney chipping in with a few more. Aroni Fitzpatrick also chipped in with a good point. That saw ultimately Laois build a lead that Kildare just weren't able to eat into, despite the points that came late from Gráinne Keneally, Nasa Dooley and also Roisin Byrne. As I mentioned, those wides, if they had gone over the bar, it might have been a different story here in this encounter. But Laois have to be quite happy. Their second half performance was the better of the two sides, and ultimately they will be maybe ones to watch as well. However, both sides are going to, you would feel, have to work on some of their defensive duty and also their kickouts. Both sides guilty of turnovers from the kickouts on numerous occasions, and you'd feel when they come up against maybe some of the stronger sides that is not going to work for them. But well, Laois, as we said, dumped Kildare out of the championship back in October or thereabouts, and now have put a dent in their league campaign here at early doors in MW Hire, O'Moore Park in Portlaoise. Hopefully you enjoyed the coverage here on what is now a fabulous sunny Sunday evening here in Portlaoise. It is Donny Brennan's Laois that will be the happier in this Lidl National Football League Division 3 Round 1 encounter. It's finished Laois 2:16, Kildare 2:13. I've been Killian Whelan. Thanks indeed to Dave and to Owen in the background here in bringing it all together. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll be talking to you again from another streaming coverage of Kildare. That will be probably in the next weekend or so, but hopefully you can join us then. For my thanks again to the lads, it's over and out here from MW O'Moore Park in Portlaoise. Laois the victors by 2:16 to 2:13.